going on, Jerome's? Minnesota Vikings are at TCO Performance Center Bar and Grill, middle of OTAs, as we trend towards the mandatory minicamp, which will be in 2 weeks. But here we have the top 5 surprises, pleasant surprises from Vikings OTAs so far as of right now. Now, a couple of these we're going to list, but then there's like, these aren't really surprises. And even these 5 aren't really surprises, just like, it just is good to see. So we're going to list, Za'Darius and Daniil building chemistry, but of course that was going to be a given. We talked about how the Vikings are using 3 safety looks, but that was going to be a given Harrison Smith and Cameron Bynum, as well as Lewis Seen. But we're going to start off at 1, BC Johnson. Back at it, man. Where BC definitely was the forgotten man, and he came in as a 7th round rookie. It filled in very nicely in terms of when Thielen went down with injury, and he's like, okay, he had a really damn nice rookie season in 2019. Maybe he can build on that. Vikings may have found a gem in the 7th round, and even though the Vikings took 2 7th round wide receivers in 2019, Dylan Mitchell from Oregon, everyone and their mom thought that he was going to be the guy, but no, BC Johnson rose up as a rookie. And remember, BC even started the first 2 games of 2020 opposite of Adam Thielen, ahead of, I don't know, some guy named Justin friggin' Jefferson, right? Tore his ACL last year and was a bit of out of sight, out of mind. And Kwesi coming in, he had no ties with BC. Same thing with Kevin O'Connell. Doesn't owe him a damn thing. But he's in there working in with KJ Osborne as wide receiver 3, and he's firmly in the wide receiver 4 role as of right now. Now, it's TBD what's going to happen the rest of OTAs, minicamp, training camp, preseason, when you have guys like ISM, you have guys like Speedy Naylor, you have guys like Dan Chisena, you have guys like Blake Prohl, Myron Mitchell, Tristan Jackson chomping at the bit trying to get some reps as well. But I mean, BC's talented, man. He's not going to be a wide receiver 1, but can he be a great possession underneath complementary wide receiver 3, 4? Yes. Absolutely. Plus, he's humble enough where he works on special teams. He was a great punt returner at Colorado State back in the day as well, by the way. So we'll see. I think having BC Johnson back is an absolute plus. I think he's extremely underrated. Next up, Vikings. What were we talking about today? Vikings. This is the BC Johnson hour. Vikings top 5 OTA surprise number 2, Guards of the Galaxy. Now, it's not so much a surprise that Chris Reed has been a favorite at the right guard spot. Him and Jesse Davis were rotating first-team snaps a couple weeks ago. It does seem like this week Chris Reed is getting the bulk of them. The pride of Mankato State University Community College. Nailed it. But also it's great to see that Ezra Cleveland has solidified the left guard spot. It seems like it's going to be his job to lose. And also second team wise, you have Jesse Davis working as the backup right guard. You have Wyatt Davis working as the backup left guard. Now, Wyatt Davis primarily played right guard at the Ohio State University, but it's great that Wyatt Davis is actually getting the time of day, getting some reps on that left side, and maybe he eventually could become that swing guard. Maybe eventually he could dethrone Chris Reed. We'll see what happens there. And also you have rookie Ed Ingram working up from the 3rd team, and this is a case of rookies earning their stripes, and of course it's OTAs. Now, if these patterns hold true through training camp as well as into preseason, and then maybe it will raise an eyebrow. Now, I think you could see Jesse Davis used as more of a hybrid backup tackle as well as guard, and then you have Wyatt Davis and Ed Ingram as your 2 backup guards for now, if Chris Reed can hold on to the right guard job. Next up, surprise number 3 from Vikings OTAs, Dalvin the receiver. Now, this is fantastic, and we're not talking about him just using Dalvin number 4 on screens as well as dump offs. We're talking about him legitimately line up for wide receiver snaps. We're talking about the X. We're talking about in the slot. We're talking about the Z, and I think that it's been an underutilized part of Dalvin's game. And now, I'm not ready to say that Dalvin is a better receiver than his brother, James Cook, the pride of Georgia, now with the Buffalo Bills, who I think obviously we're putting too much expectations on the kid, but he could be the next Thurman Thomas, who was a great all-around running back out of Oklahoma State with the Bills for the Super Bowl run. So James Cook is a stud. And Dalvin, it's in the DNA. It's in the double helix. He needs to be out there catching the ball. Just getting him the rock in space. It's an idea that should have been utilized his first couple of years here with the Vikings, but wasn't. They just used him as a traditional running back. So I do like that Kevin O'Connell and Wes Phillips are thinking outside the box. You know, Curtis Motkins going to get the ball to Dalvin Cook out in space. Next up, surprise number 4 from OTAs, monsters ball. That's our Kellen Mond getting accolades and respect from Kevin O'Connell, Wes Phillips, Kirk Cousins, etc. And it's not a surprise for me, but I think it's a surprise overall because you have this backup quarterback who was behind Sean Mannion last year, who Zimmer threw under the bus. Like, oh, why don't you want to see Kellen Mond in this whatever game against Packers? Because I see him every day. So we're going to go with Sean Mannion. Yeah. But it is fantastic to see because I feel like that this time of year, as well as in training camp, it's all about the backups. It's all about the young guys, especially about young quarterbacks who could eventually take over gigs. And I think that Kellen Mond does have a chance because KOC, Wes Phillips, if they're here for a while, but Wes Phillips probably get himself a head coaching job eventually after the Vikings have a bunch of success. Could Kellen Mond replace Kirk Cousins in 2023? It's extremely possible. Getting him some more experience in training camp, I think I would wager a large amount that Kellen Mond will enter week 1 as the quarterback 2. I think that he will supplant Sean Mannion. I think that his talent will be undeniable, but I think that they will keep Mannion on the practice squad as an extra coach, basically because Kirk Cousins likes him as his caddy. So there you go. Lastly, surprise number 5 from Vikings OTAs so far. I got 5 techs on it. Now, the Vikings' first-team defense 5 techs as they move to a 3-man front, an odd front, it's been Harrison Phillips at the nose, the free agent from the Buffalo Bills. He's got great versatility, can play the nose, can play 5 tech, etc. But your 2 defensive ends, your 5 techs, the guys lining up on the offensive tackles have been Diesel Dalvin Thompson and Armand for Watts. That's right, man. Now, they will rotate in there. Daniil will get some work down there. I'm sure that they'll work, guys like Patrick Jones, maybe Kenny Wilkes in there as well. But it's been interesting because the Vikings have been deficient at stopping the run and having Diesel Dalvin on a tackle as well as Armand for Watts, who's been a nose tackle by trade out there. We have the meats. That's right. They're just going to be getting after it. Plus, Armand showed that he was underrated as a pass rusher last year. I think Dalvin Tomlinson, they haven't really scratched the surface on what he can do rushing the passer either because he's got some power rushing game to him. Look at his time, especially the final 2 years with the Giants. He can get after the quarterback. So just because the Vikings are trying to get stout against the run and Ed Donatell's defense year 1, I think that they will certainly be able to get after the passer from all angles. And we're not even talking about Daniil. We're not even talking about Za'Darius and DJ Wanham and Janaris Robinson and Luigi Villain, etc. Like, we're talking about the hosses up front. We're talking about the meats. We're talking about the dudes in Tomlinson and Phillips and Armand for Watts, man. And James Lynch. Hell, it's going to be amazing, man. It's just really fun to see this defense starting to take shape because there can be a lot of growing pains as you change defensive schemes. Even though the Vikings were a bit more of a multiple front last year, they're going to be more of a multiple front this year. And I just can't wait, man. You have a bunch of talented players, put them in great positions, and let's go after it. But that's it. That's our Vikings top 5 OTA surprises so far. Let us know your thoughts on our thoughts. Was there something we missed? Is something we should have added? Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skull Production Value.